Okay, great. Welcome to Olga's rationality test. You think that because I created this rationality test, I have a perfect score? And if you look at me at different ages, oh my, almost nobody gets a perfect score. Most people lose at least like 20 points. And one item even comes directly from a Nobel Prize winner being wrong. So now it's about you, a real, worthy participant in life who counts. So let's begin. You have 99 points to start with. Subtract 1 point if item number 1. You think that 1 pound of feathers is lighter than 1 pound of iron. Item number 2. You think that a heavy ball dropped from the same height as a light ball will land sooner. Number 3. You think a thermometer placed inside a wool sweater will heat up. Number 4. You believe that cold weather directly causes a cold, and not that colds are caused by viruses and cold weather indirectly increases the risk. Number 5. You think that the air you breathe in through the nostrils is the same temperature as the air you breathe out. Also subtract a point if you think that slowing your breath has no effect on your nervous system and blood pressure, or you think that taking a few deep breaths is better to reduce stress than taking a few slower breaths. That was item number 5. Remember, you subtract 1 point for each item. Item number 6. You think you have to drink at least 8 glasses of water a day to be healthy. Okay, 8 glasses of water in addition to the food you consume. Number 7. You think that using cotton swabs, also known as Q-tips, in the ear canal has medical benefits and poses no medical risks. Number 8. Subtract 1 point if you think sugar causes kids to be hyper, sugar rush, and refuse to consider new evidence that previous studies were imperfect and measured parental bias, expectations instead. Well, sugar is still unhealthy. Okay, item number 9. Subtract 1 point if you believe you can actually jinx somebody. The next item can actually cost you 2 points. Item number 10. Subtract a point if you say knock on wood. Subtract 2 points if you actually knock on wood. Item 11. You believe the number 13 is unlucky and the bad luck is not due to the psychological effects of your cultural conditioning. Number 12. You think the full moon causes you to have headaches. Item number 13. You believe that the menstrual period in females is linked to the moon cycle. Number 14. You think dreams actually predict the future, separately from your cognition. Number 15. You believe in signs, but refuse to admit that any consequences are because of your own mind's interpretation or pure coincidence that you count, whereas you simply ignore or forget the other 1,000 times you see the sign and nothing happens. Item number 16. You would refuse wearing clothing of a serial killer, but wouldn't admit that any bad consequences that might come from it are merely because of your own mind messing with you. Item number 17. You believe in synchronicity. Item number 18. You believe in numerology. Item number 19. You take homeopathic medicine and think it's very different from placebo. Number 20. You don't think things like prayers, homeopathy, horoscopes, and other supernatural beliefs can have actual measurable effects on human health and well-being through psychological effects such as placebo. Number 21. You think placebo cannot work if the patient knows it's placebo. Keyword, open label placebo. Number 22. You don't think that believing you slept poorly, even if you slept well, can cause you to feel more tired and perform worse cognitively. Key term, placebo sleep. Number 23. You believe in crystal healing, that it's better than placebo. Number 24. You believe that your thoughts, when you are sitting next to a plant or a glass of water, can alter the physical or chemical structure of the plant or water. Been there. At least you didn't buy a microscope for your first savings to see it with your own eyes. Number 25. You believe that mega doses of vitamin C have therapeutic effects. Item number 26. You think that since herbal medicines are natural, they cannot have adverse side effects. Item 27. You think that genetically modified plants are less healthy than non-GMO counterparts. Item number 28. You believe that ordinary non-GMO tomatoes do not contain genes. Up to 60% of Americans believe that. Item number 29. You think the secret or the law of attraction works the way it's explained in the book or film, and not due to the confirmation bias and psychological effects. Item number 30. You believe there are real psychics. Item number 31. You think one can predict your future by looking at your palms, and not because changes in the color, texture, and so on of your palm skin can point at metabolic issues, liver disease, etc. Item number 32. You think tarot cards and tea leaves are more than ritualistic free association. Number 33. You think telepathy is real. Number 34. You believe in ghosts. Number 35. You believe in auras. Number 36. You believe in angels. Number 37. You believe in black magic, or magic of any color for that matter. Item number 38. You believe in witches. Number 39. you believe in horoscopes or astrology. Item number 40. You think that cats have higher cognitive complexity than pigs. Pigs have almost twice as many sensory associative neurons than cats and possess higher cognitive capacities. Pigs also compare to or outperform dogs in some cognitive tasks. Item number 41. You are sure animal species cannot naturally change their biological sex. Fish can. Item number 42. You think that the right brain hemisphere is responsible for creativity and the left one for logic, and ignore, for example, that you find writers, poets, and comedians to be creative, whereas the Broca and Wernicke's areas, language centers, are usually located in the left hemisphere. Item number 43. You believe that cathartic anger expression decreases anger. Item number 44. You think people with major depressive disorder, MDD, or other serious mental illnesses can simply pull themselves together or snap out of it by using their willpower alone. Item number 45. You think hypnosis is bogus and not an evidence-based therapeutic and research tool recognized by medical and scientific organizations. Or you think hypnosis is magic. Number 46. You are convinced MRI studies show how neurogenesis, gray matter growth, is caused by many interventions such as aerobic exercise, meditation training, etc. More likely the changes reflect myelination. Otherwise we would have millimeter growth after each training. Can you imagine that? Number 47. You think guessing correctly 6 lottery numbers out of 36 is easier or harder than 30 out of 36. Number 48. You think that if you flip a fair coin 6 times and happen to get heads each time, it is more likely that the 7th flip will come up as tails, meaning that tails is due. Item number 49. You think that in the Monty Hall TV game show, where you choose one of 3 doors, one hiding a car and 2 hiding goats, after picking one door and after the host opens a different door to reveal a goat and asks you if you want to switch doors, you think it doesn't matter whether you switch or stay with the same door. Always switch. Okay, I wonder how many points you still have. We are halfway there, so number 50. You agree to buy a house in San Francisco and pay for it in a money equivalent of grains of rice on every square of a chessboard. Put the following way: 1 grain on the first square, 2 grains on the second, 4 on the third, and so on, doubling for each of the 64 squares. Okay, I haven't thought this through. Yeah, so you agree to pay for the house and you think it's a good deal. Item number 51. You think that if a scientific study shows a statistically significant difference between 2 groups, it means the difference is large. Not necessarily, that would be the effect size. You might also think that everyone from, for example, the taller group will be taller than everyone from the shorter group. It can be the other way around for some cases. Item number 52. You confuse correlation and causation. For example, if a cross-sectional study shows that children who eat breakfast have higher IQ, does it mean breakfast improves IQ? Or maybe parents with higher IQ are more likely to both feed their children breakfast and, for example, read to them every night, for example. And maybe to have children with higher IQ to begin with. Item number 53. You think that the plural of an anecdote is data. No, it's anecdotes. Item number 54. You think evolution is just a theory. Item number 55. You believe that organisms evolved so that they do better in the environment, and not as a result of a non-teleological, no-planning, mindless mechanism. Item 56. You think vaccines cause autism. Item number 57. You don't believe that contemporary global warming is driven by human activities. Item number 58. You think the Earth is flat. Item number 59. You believe that the condensation trails left behind airplanes in the sky are chemtrails, evidence of a covert, large-scale spraying operation with sinister intent. Ooh, some more items are coming, which again will cost you 2 points. Item number 60. You think that photos and videos of colorful puppies frolicking in a meadow you found online are real, because who would use AI to generate something like that? Subtract 2 points if you forward them to your friends and family with words, "Can you believe how adorable they are?" Item number 61. You believe everything on the news or internet. Subtract 2 points if you are at the same time living in a country ruled by a war criminal. Item number 62. You believe something is true because there is a scientific article that says so. Item number 63. You believe something is true because someone with a PhD or MD degree says so. Subtract 2 points if degrees like BHMS, Bachelor of Homeopathic Medicine and Surgery, and D.Min, Doctor of Energy Healing, do it for you as well. Item number 64. You believe something is true because someone had a vision or wrote about it in a big respected book. Item number 65. You believe that because of the overwhelming scientific evidence of health benefits of yoga, everything yogis believe is true. Chakras, universal consciousness, etc. Item number 66. You believe there are hard sciences like chemistry, physics, and soft sciences like psychology, sociology. A science is a science if it relies on the same core scientific method. Item number 67. You think a randomized controlled trial, RCT, with active placebo controls is just another type of scientific study and is comparable to observational studies or your intuition. Item number 68. You think all of Freud's theories were scientific and you have no problem with them not being falsifiable, not even wrong. Item number 69. You think the updated US food pyramid is evidence-based. Please talk to your cardiologist before consuming more of red meat. Item number 70. You don't think you have a tendency to automatically seek information that confirms your existing beliefs. Confirmation bias. Item number 71. You think that randomly showing people some numbers before they make a purchasing decision cannot influence that decision because people always choose things in absolute terms, and thus you can never be manipulated this way. Keywords anchoring bias. Item number 72. You think your sense perception is 100% accurate. Item number 73. You think your memory is 100% accurate. Item number 74. You find excuses for your bad actions but refuse to give others the right to use a similar excuse. Item number 75. You judge someone for taking the elevator to the second floor while you take it to the third floor. It's just one floor, take the stairs. The elevator here is a metaphor, and there can always be someone who thinks you're taking the elevator to the third or fourth or even 100th floor is wasteful and morally bad. Item 76. You think all multitasking is terrible and cannot have positive effects on creativity and motivation, and is not recommended in the famous Atomic Habits as temptation bundling. Item 77. You think that one-dimensional right-left model adequately describes the complexity of modern political issues and does not cause serious misunderstandings and confusion. See www.politicalcompass.org. Item number 78. You think that a secular state is only in the interest of atheists and not in the interest of religious people. Item 79. You are convinced that universal basic income, UBI, makes people lazy. Item number 80. You believe that corporal punishment of children leads to positive outcomes. 81. You think that more humane, rehabilitative, and less punitive prisons lead to higher rates of recidivism. Item number 82. You think that pressuring or forcing children to eat leads to positive effects on children's eating behavior and long-term health. You also object to the general advice from pediatricians: you decide what, they decide how much. 83. You think that directly asking someone if they have suicidal thoughts is dangerous, implants the idea, and increases suicidal ideation and behavior. Item 84. You think it's too late to quit smoking. You might be interested in the 2024 AJPM paper titled The Benefits of Quitting Smoking at Different Ages. Item 85. You think that vegan and vegetarian diets cannot provide enough protein for adequate nutrition. Item number 86. You think there are no rational reasons to stop eating meat for a person who cares about health or environment or suffering of sentient beings. Item number 87. You believe that even if the upbringing and cultural conditions are equal, females have inherently lower IQs than males, or the other way around, in any meaningful way, not counting some differences in verbal skills that are better in females and some spatial skills that are better in males. Item number 88. You believe that even if the upbringing and cultural conditions are equal, people of some races have inherently lower IQs than others. Item number 89. You think the way humans are is completely because of the genes, nature, or completely because of the environment, nurture, and not the complex interplay of the two. Item number 90. You think how hardworking you are is not determined by different biological and social factors, but is your own choice of doing. Item number 91. You think you have free will, meaning your decisions are free from the laws of physics. Or you think that not believing in free will automatically means being a couch potato and doing nothing. Item number 92. You believe that everything happens for a reason, and you don't mean the laws of physics. Item number 93. You believe in the soul. Item number 94. You believe in past lives or the afterlife. Item number 95. You think that having someone in your prayers can actually help them, even if they don't know it, and thus don't benefit psychologically from knowing that you care. Item number 96. You think that if someone doesn't believe in ghosts, gods, souls separate from bodies, etc., it's their responsibility to prove their opinion. Sorry, the burden of proof is on you. Item number 97. You think you should call yourself agnostic and not an atheist because you have no proof that God doesn't exist. If we were talking about unicorns or garden fairies, would you call yourself agnostic? Number 98. You think you have to choose between being compassionate and being scientific. Please read Dr. Robert Sapolsky's work and my novel Just Citing. And the final item, number 99. You live your life as if you were immortal or knew exactly when you will die, and it's not anytime soon. Congratulations on finishing the test. If you actually calculated your score, you may be wondering, what does a score mean exactly? Well, if you still have somehow 99 points, congratulations on your perfect rationality. If it's less, maybe a lot less, here's what I'll tell you. It's not about the score. It's about one's openness to consider the opposite, to ponder, to maybe look into the most up-to-date scientific evidence. I came up with this test without using AI. It was important to me. But you are welcome to use AI to double check what I'm saying and see if there is any updated scientific evidence. A good starting point is to ask the AI system, citing peer-reviewed meta-analyses, systematic reviews, and RCTs, what is the scientific consensus on this topic? Good starting point. Well, and sometimes it's just about admitting that some of our behavior is irrational. That's it. Many of the items of this test come from my real life, from real people, acquaintances, and very close friends and loved ones, and as I mentioned before, from yours truly. Some of those people even suffered painful consequences of their erroneous beliefs. Please, be well. Share the test and subscribe if you want to stay in touch.